I gotta admit, you know, everyone wants to look good. I wouldn't want to go on TV with no makeup on. I mean, you know, I come in at 5:30 in the morning with, you know, a normal face. It takes a really, really confident person to do that.
That's right.
But then again, you get this question of, you know, beauty is only skin deep, and how do you gain confidence? Beauty shines from within. So yeah, there's a lot of questions to be answered today.
Not to mention, beauty comes with a price. I have to endure the pain of, you know, injecting things. Ouch, ouch.
Does it really have to come to that? I don't think so.
Yeah, which is why we're having this segment. Non-invasive treatments of looking good. I don't know how they're going to do it, but we have the guests here.
A beautiful guest here in the studio today, Dr. Jasmine Youth Yubarani. She's an aesthetic physician of Mediviron UA Clinic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You look great.
Yeah. Thank you, and so do you.
Thank you so much. And you know, right now, you know, everyone's it's inevitable. You know, you open the magazines, you look in, you know, the TV programs, and you know, people want to, you know, look good. The pressure is on everyone. So, you know, how do you see this trend or this necessity to, you know, upkeep one's appearances?
Okay, with the rising rate of, I guess, affluent individuals, private wealth and all that in Asia, there's always a need to look good these days, mainly because looking good on the outside, externally, always can boost your confidence on the inside, making you feel good as well. And this sort of just snowballs into being able to perform better. So these days, I see a lot of individuals, especially executives, probably starting mid-30s onwards, who come into clinics wanting to look a little bit better on the outside. So I would say that the trend is definitely increasing over the past 5 years. I could actually quote The Economist from perhaps the year 2010. There has been a 5.7% increase in the number of cosmetic procedures which are done a year compared in Asia alone, compared to the 4.5% increase in the United States of America.
Whoa,
yes. So Asians, we want to look good.
It's big in South Korea right now.
It is. It's very big in Singapore, Malaysia for that matter. I would say China, Japan. So it is definitely one of those procedures people want to use their disposable income on, mainly because it boosts confidence levels and eventually performance gets better as well.
It helps, it helps. Imagine you're being knocked from behind, I mean with your vehicle, and you're so angry and you come down of your car wanting to scold the person behind you, and here walks out the beautiful girl. What would you do?
God, you're so
Say hello, this is my number.
You ask her instead, are you okay? Instead of scolding her.
See, that's the perception that we get. Everything is all, you know, women. But what about the men? I mean, a lot of men are very, you know, aware
into this as well, right?
You would be surprised at the number of male patients there are in aesthetic or cosmetic clinics here. I would say a fair share of our patients in the industry, 20, 25, even 30% are males.
Male males.
Male males.
I have to ask.
Male males, yes.
Just to clarify.
A male, just like yourself.
Okay, thank you. Now, doctor, please share with us, what do you do on a daily or weekly basis to help people look good?
Boost your confidence? Okay, well, it's pretty simple. We've got in the industry, in the aesthetic industry, plenty of very, very common procedures which are done. I would say top 5 would be the botulinum toxin A, which is to reduce wrinkles upon expression, all right?
The one when you
crow's
smile?
feet, yes. The one when you smile, although it looks really good on you. The ones when you frown, the H lines in between your eyes. Even the ones when you raise your brows, you know, those horizontal lines on your forehead. So the botulinum toxin A, it does very well to reduce lines on expression. Then we've got dermal fillers as well. This is to sort of create volume, to give you sort of a 3D effect, to restore a little bit of the youthfulness of your face. There are multiple lasers which can be done to improve texturization of the skin, skin pigmentation. For scars, acne scars, you know, scars which you have got when you were in your teens and never did much about it at that point of time. Perhaps with the advent of lasers these days, it's a lot more easier to correct and improve. We've also got plenty of machines which can be used for targeted fat loss. Yes. So, I mean, I like to call it the non-invasive liposuction because it is non-invasive, no needles, no knives, nothing. You just come in, lunchtime, do the procedure and you're back to work.
How does it work? What's the duration like?
For certain areas, of course, an assessment has to be done. For certain areas, 1 hour, I would say 60 minutes is more than enough to sort of treat. And you see almost the same effects as the liposuction minus the downtime and the risk. Yeah.
And the fact that it's done in a clinic itself shows that it's no major operation, right?
Yes, that's true.
It's
That's
a simple
true.
procedure.
Very
that can be done.
simple. Most of our treatments, most of the treatments in the aesthetic world, in cosmetic clinics per se, mainly just use topical anesthetic creams. We don't even use local anesthesia, injectables. We don't even use that. So, and most procedures are done without any anesthetic at all. So it's a very comfortable procedure. A lot of our patients like walking in during lunch, having the procedure done, and they go back.
A lot of advancement I see from what you've explained. Now, the problem sometimes we have, with some people is that they want to go in and have, a quick rush job, and sometimes they ended up choosing the wrong method. So, what's your take on this?
This has actually become a pretty serious problem in the cosmetic world, mainly because most people are not aware of the fact that a clinic, an aesthetic or cosmetic clinic, should have a sign stating that it is a clinic on the signboard. There are many beauty centers which go by the words Pusat Aesthetic. It is basically a beauty salon with beauticians, and now beauticians, according to the ministry's guidelines, are not supposed to perform these procedures. They're not supposed to be wielding needles and syringes around.
Well, they're supposed to be giving manicures and pedicures.
I guess, yes, yeah. So I mean, that's because of this, and I think the lack of awareness of the common folk, right? That they actually go and get things done in these centers, which perhaps actually increases the risk of getting botched up procedures. Yeah.
I see. Now, of course, how do you manage like unrealistic expectations? Do they come with?
I mean, you don't come in with a picture of Angelina Jolie and say, I want to look like that. So
what are your realistic expectations?
I don't know, flatter tummy, I guess. I've been working hard at the gym, and it's a long,
we don't need to have anything done, just by the way.
Ongoing process and battle,
well,
but
okay, unrealistic expectations are basically patients who come in wanting to look flawless at the end. Now, cosmetic or aesthetic procedures, very rarely does a doctor actually tell you one session is more than enough. It usually does take a few sessions. I mean, it being non-invasive does require you to walk into the clinic a fair number of times. So therefore, we doctors, we try and manage your expectation as you go through that journey. It does take some time for you to achieve satisfying results. And we do get a couple of patients who walk in, saying, I want to look like this. And most of the time, or more often than not, I do try and explain to them, or we do try and explain to them that if it's possible, yes, we could try, but no promises, no promises. And it's always best to refer them to a plastic surgeon if you want a complete difference in your appearance. Cosmetic and aesthetic medicine is mainly for enhancement. It's enhancement of your natural features, your natural beauty. And of course, sort of like Photoshop. Not so much a complete or dramatic change. Yes, yes.
Right, it's a lot safer.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Doctor, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
That's the thing, doing it, having options, a healthy and safe option is always the way to go.
That's the best, right?
And speaking of people who don't need, many things, work need to be done. We're talking to some finalists of the Miss Tourism International who are going to be in the studio shortly. So
I'm ready for them. Don't go anywhere.